Hello and welcome to a blues guitar lesson with me, Jamie Irwin. Today we are going to be learning 6 blues licks in the key of E. Now, whether you're playing along with a backing track, which is a blues in E, or maybe you're playing along with a friend and they're playing 12-bar blues chords, as long as you know you're in the key of E, all of these licks are going to sound amazing. Okay, and they all come from the same scale, the blues scale, which I'm sure you've heard of before, but I'm going to show you this anyway. It starts off on the low E string, okay, and then it goes onto the 3rd fret of the same string. So you've got 0, 3, then you've got 0, 1, 2. Okay, and by the way, always use the same fingers as the fret numbers. Okay, in this entire scale. So you've got 0, 1, 2, your first and second fingers. Then you've got 0, 2 on the D string, 0, 2, 3 on the G string, and then you've simply got 0, 3 on the B string and 0, 3 on the high E string. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. And definitely practice that a few times first. You really want to memorize that scale before you do any of these licks. You can play it ascending like that, going up in pitch, or you can go from that high E string on the 3rd fret and you can go backwards through the scale. So we're going to get into a close-up in a sec and look at all 6 of these licks. But first of all, I just want to say, if you subscribe to this channel, there's loads more lessons that I've done in the past. There's a lot more I plan to do in the future as well, more blues ones. And I've got covers on there, I've got solo demonstrations, so I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe. Okay, so lick 1 is going to sound like this. So what we've got is a slide from 2 to 4 with your 2nd finger on the G string. Then you're going to go with your 1st finger on the B string on the 3rd fret, open E string, and then you're going to take that same 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the G string and you're going to slide it down from 4 to 2. And then you're going to do a 0, open G string. And then finally, on the D string, you're going to play the 2 with your 2nd finger, and then you're going to take your finger off and hammer back onto that note. So it's going to sound like this. You'll notice that I was muting the notes as I was going up on those first 3 notes like this. But feel free to let those notes ring into each other if you hold them on. That can work really nicely too. Here's lick 2. So I'm starting off with a quarter bend. Another name for this is a curl. So I'm going to use 2 fingers. My 3rd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the high E string. And my 2nd finger is going to be just behind it, okay, either on the 2nd fret of the same string or on the same fret, just whatever's more comfortable for you really. But it needs to be 2 fingers to get that control. You're going to do a very subtle bend, okay, because this bend, again, it says quarter, but really in blues, what that means is you're just going to play the note and give it that really subtle bend there. So you don't push it up that high, but you can definitely hear it coming through. So we're going to start off with that bend, just up, don't let it come back down. Then you're going to play the open E string, then the open B string, the 3rd fret of the B string, and then the high E string. So we got this. Then you're simply going to play the B string open, you're going to do a pull off on the G string, and then you're going to play the second fret of the D string. So one more time. On to lick 3, which goes like this. Okay, so I'm starting off with my second finger on the second fret of the G string. I'm going to be sliding up on the first note from 2 to 3. That is highlighting that blues note of the scale. And then I'm going to go back to 2 with the second finger. So it's going to go. Okay. From there, it kind of goes down the scale. So it goes. So it plays the G string there. Then it's going to be 2, 0 on the D string. Then it's going to be 2, 1 on the A string with your second and first fingers. Then you're going to do a hammer on and a pull off at this point. It's going to sound like this. So you'll notice that I hammered on and pulled my finger down straight away for a pull off. And as soon as you've done that, you're going to play the third fret of the low E string and then the open E string. So playing that again is going to be like this. Lick 4 goes like this. Okay, so you can hear every note here is even. They're all the same length. I'm sliding up to the 5. Now, whenever a piece of tab says you're sliding up to 5, but it doesn't say where from, and you could be sliding to any note really, you tend to want to go at least 2 frets down. There are exceptions to the rule, but really, if it just says slide up, just go back 2 frets, slide up. In this case, it's going to be 3 to 5. Okay, then you're going to go with your first finger back on that 3, and you're going to go 3, 0, 3, 0. Okay, so in total, so far, you got this. Okay, and then the next part is going to be your first finger again. Okay, really important that you get these fingers right. On the second fret of the G string. Then you're going to use your second finger to slide up from 3 to 4. Then your first finger again on that third fret of the B string. And you're going to go 3, 0. Then with your second finger go onto the third fret of the G string and play 3, 2, 0. And then finally we're going to end on the second fret with your first finger of the D string. Okay, so I'm going to play this one slowly. Remember, every note is even, so. One more time. Lick 5 is probably the easiest one to memorise because all you're doing is you're going from this high E string on the open note there, and you're literally going to go, you're going to descend down the scale from there like this. Okay, so just think back to that blues scale we went through at the start. You're just descending through the notes. 0, 3, 0 on the B string, 3, 2, 0 on the G string, 2, 0 on the D string, 2, 1, 0 on the A string, and then finally 3, 0, okay, on the low E string. Then you've got another curl here. You can see that is a quarter bend on the tab. So it's going to be another 0 first. And then you're going to take the second finger and you're going to really subtly just pull that string. This time we're going to pull downwards, because if you push upwards, you're just going to go off the end of the guitar. So you're going to pull downwards and you're going to end up with your first finger on that second fret. okay, of the D string. So in total, it sounds like this. Okay, I'll do that one more time. You notice that as we're descending through the scale, all the notes are even again. So we got. This final lick is usually used at the end of a 12-bar blues sequence. That's why I've put it at the end here. It's what you'd call a turnaround. And I'm going to play it to show you what I mean. Okay, so you can imagine that being at the end of the sequence and then the sequence starting again straight after that. I'm going to start off with a slide, okay, again, because it doesn't say where to slide from. Go 2 frets back, so we're going from 2 to 4. We're going to slide with your second finger, all right? And this is really important. You're going to slide from 2 to 4, and then your third finger is going to go on the 4th fret of the high E string, but do not take your second finger off the G string, because you want those notes to run into each other. It's going to go. Okay, then this is called a chromatic thing here, because we're going to just take it down 1 fret and do the same thing. So on the 3rd fret, same fingers. Then I'm going to take those fingers and I'm literally just going to put them down to the 2nd fret. So in total so far. Okay, and then we're going to do a hammer on from 0 to 1. Okay, that is on the G string. Then we're going to skip down to the A string and we're going to go. Okay, so in total, again, it's going to sound like this.